Ready to go!
Alrighty, ladies and gents, welcome to another training session with me today. Today I'm going to be working on basically, I'm easing back into the big lifts. As you guys know, my elbows were really sore from all the shenanigans with the multi-spinner. It's now been 2 days of solid volume and recovery, and I would say my elbow feels like it's 85-90% back to the standard that I'd be happy with to lift heavy. So I'm tempted to lift heavy, but I'm not going to do it today. And so what I'm going to do, I still want to put in a max effort. So I am going to put in a max effort on a very strict version of the, as Devin Larratt describes it, the European hook, which is a supinated back pressure movement. It's because of the supination, it's really not that significant in terms of the weight that we're going to get to. If we went with straight back pressure, much stronger, but add that supination and it gets real tricky. So anyway, guys, 1 rep max on a strict European hook today is going to be where I'm going to be headed. And yeah, let's get it underway. Alrighty guys, so for the European hook today, what I've done is I've set up the pulley slightly below the hand of below the height of my hand. Reason I'm doing that is when your opponent is taking you off center, your hand is going to go down. So the first movement of the European hook is going to be a slightly upward movement. Okay, keep in note that when we set the European hook, we want to stay high. That's what I'm going to be doing today. There are ways to hook low, which is, I guess, what Devin was describing as the American style hook, where it's a real cupping and wrist flexion based hook. This is a supinated based hook, so it's a combination of back pressure and the ability to supinate. And then supination, guys, is a weak movement on its own. Not a lot of strength. It's driven by the bicep, but it's not a prime mover by any means. It's nowhere near the strength of pronation. But when combined with solid wrist rise and solid back pressure, it can deny a top roller's ability to actually get their pronation away. So the European hook, as Devin showed it the other day, we're just putting our thumb through the soft loop and keeping the back of our palm free, as opposed to wrist rise or pronation. We've got the loop centered, and now I wanted to show you a couple of differences. I've got 15 kilos. What I'm not going to be doing today is low. Okay, that's not what we want to do. And okay, I'm a lot stronger down here in supination. Low supination, way stronger. But when you go low on supination, you actually, by dropping the height of your hand, you are making it easier for your palm to be turned up. Okay, so a top roller or a dragger is gonna have an easier day turning your palm up. You only would drop low on a drive once you have secured a cup over your opponent's rotation with good supination, and then not having lost any of your pronation, then you can drive hard. But the purpose of this is going to be high supination, so up here. So today what I'm going to be doing with my 1 rep maxes, I'm going to be strict starting. Okay, and you can imagine, like, hookers often place their right shoulder forward, and they kind of almost sit their chin on their shoulder, and they bring their left shoulder up just to satisfy the referees. And you think of people like Daniel Prokopchik, he'll sit here like this on Don't Move, Ready, Go. Okay, and he'll stay high, he'll keep his fist nice and high. So today's 1 rep maxes, the rules for the movement, it's going to be strict starting position, and for the rep to count, I'm going to want to get it off the ground, and I'm going to also want to get supination set to the point where my knuckles are pointing at the peg. So from here to there is counted as a successful lift. Alright, we're going to go up in little tiny increments today because it's hard work. So we're on 15 kilos now. Let's get this underway. Alrighty guys, we're going to commence the workout at 20 kilos. That might not sound like a lot given that my raw back pressure is 57.5. If I grip it like this, 20 kilos is nothing. By gripping it like this and keeping strict, all of a sudden 20 kilos becomes quite significant. done. Let's go up again. All right guys, we're on 25 kilos now. Again, strict starting position as though it's a ready go. You can see already how much the supination is struggling. I'll do that one again because I wasn't really happy with the form, but honestly, like the bicep load, no worries, but as soon as you try to supinate and get your pinky to point there, that's where the failure is going to be today. And just note guys that this sends a different feeling through your elbow. Supinating at the same time, for me, with my tender elbow right now, I'm feeling it like deep in the tricep connections even. It's totally different to raw back pressure or to pronated back pressure. Very, very different movement. I want to do it one more time because that was a little low for my liking. I want it to stay high. All these things going through my head, refining the lift. I want it to stay high, which is in the weak zone. That's where I want it to be. Stay high, Ryan, stay high. So much harder when you stay high. Oh my goodness. If I go low, much more manageable. But staying high, oh wow. Okay, so what am I on? 25 kilos. Right, I'm gonna go up to like 27.5. Alrighty guys, so we're back now. We've got 27.5 on there. And because of the difficulty in this movement, I'm gonna evolve this session. It's not gonna be a 1 rep max session. I'm not gonna go heavier than this because I know that the supination component is just gonna get lost if I go any heavier. So I'm gonna stick on this 27. Oh, wow, it hurts my triceps. Weirdly, that hurts my triceps, guys. But anyway, I'm gonna stick on this 27 and I'm gonna treat it just for some reps. I'm just gonna get it off the ground and I'm not even gonna be able to bring it over here. I'm just gonna prop and just do little pulses, I don't know how many reps I can even do on this, but anyway, let's see what happens. You see the release pain there? The release pain didn't happen because I cradled, but I could feel it was gonna happen. So you can see also guys that there was no big obvious supination. This was real little tiny. Again, trying to recreate, the whole purpose of this is just to try to recreate moments that happen in actual arm wrestles. So naturally, you're in a match against a potential outside puller and you're just trying to close that door. Often just the ability to turn your palm just like 10 or 15 degrees this way with combined back pressure is a really significant thing. I know these weights seem really light right now, but just that little ability, those, as Devin has said a number of times, just 3 ounces of pressure in the right place can totally disable someone's game. And once they're disabled, we then go on with finishing force and big numbers. But this right now, it's a great session because I'm sore still. So I'm not going heavy on the elbow, but it's heavy on these little but critical movements. All right, let's do another set. Just 8 then. Oh man. I stopped for pain management. I lost a bit of control. I'll do one more set and then we'll call it a day on this exercise and this video. By no means is this calling it a day on training. I got hours to go in the gym. But for today's video, supinated European hooking training, this is it. Last set. All right, here we go. High back pressure with the supination emphasis. Done. Good job on stealing my European hook training method there, Ryan. Yeah, Canadian Special Forces, supinated hook, yeah, get some. Alright guys, that is the session done and dusted. As I was saying, the purpose of this one wasn't to go heavy. My elbow, I didn't want to tax my elbow massively because of how I've been feeling over the last few days, way too beat up to do that. So today, critical movement efforts. But often guys, like I said, there's so much to arm wrestling than more than meets the eye. Arm wrestling is, I put it broadly into two things: finishing powers and creation or setup powers as well. So as Devin would call it, creation and destruction. Supination, definitely in the creation category. And if you are good at creating opportunity, you not only create opportunity for yourself to be strong, but you really disengage your opponent's ability to be strong. So that's the game we play. Do we just meet force with force and go finishing power on finishing power? Or do we spend time invested in trying to disengage our opponents whilst enhance our own access? I love that about arm wrestling, and today was a good one for exactly that. If you're a hooker, high supination, give it a go. Let me know how you go. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.
Yeah, that's a man!